The provincial government, because of the push from the federal government, was required to start doing land planning. The sub-regional planning task forces create recommendations that go back into the province, who then creates legislation and regulations on land use planning for that area. We have 5 ranges within Northwest Alberta that will affect our communities and our municipalities. The Chinchaga range, which is west of Manning. We have the Bistcho Lake herd. You have Yates next to it. You have the Caribou Mountains, and then you have the Red Earth herd. One of the biggest accomplishments for NWSAR was we were able to secure an extra local municipal seat on any of those task forces in our area. The task forces were made up of a multitude of different groups, from local municipalities to government entities, our NGOs, Indigenous organizations, as well as organizations from industry, whether it be forestry or oil and gas, tourism, and local trappers. So the first one that kicked off was the Bistcho sub-regional planning area. I sat on that one as well as a multitude of other locals. And then it moved into the Chinchaga sub-regional planning area, which we also had a Northwest Species at Risk representative, as well as other locals on that task force.
It was very important that Northwest Species at Risk was given a seat on the task force to bring our message forward. By having these sub-regional plans as opposed to having one master land use framework, the sub-regional plans are more localized to people that actually do business or live in those regions, so they have a better feel for what the needs of the region are. The task forces had their meetings in Edmonton, but we did convince the planners that they would have one of the meetings in Manning, and we actually drove out on the Chinchaga Road and ended up in a Caribou range. So that was very interesting and very appreciated that they took that initiative to put their boots on the ground.
The Bistcho sub-regional plan is complete. The recommendations went into the province. They are now working on regulations, which are actually out for public input. When those become legislated, then we hope that we'll be able to move forward with additional access to Crown land and hopefully bring back some of our industry. The Chinchaga Sub-Regional Planning Task Force submitted their recommendations to the province. We are waiting to see what the province actually does to create that plan, so it's not out for public consultation yet, and it hasn't been legislated.
Northwest Species at Risk is anxious to see how the recommendations will be implemented in a structured way that's going to benefit everybody, including the caribou.
We're hoping that with every task force we move forward, that we get stronger. We have more local voices at that table in order to create solid, usable land plans that make sense for communities, municipalities, as well as species at risk.